This week on the PrecursorCast, Tess discovers Atlantis and then forgets where it is. Militus finally enjoys a real beer, and the Precursor Guild is battling it out in their own arena. It is time to wind it up. This is episode 15 of the PrecursorCast.
Listening to the PrecursorCast with Tess, Militus, and Boom.
Well, welcome everybody to the very, very special limited edition Nevada style podcast of the PrecursorCast, an entire day early. That's right. We love our fans so much. We decided we would just bring the show to you one day early because we know that nobody could wait to hear it on Wednesday. So we're very thankful for everybody that's here and in chat and everybody. And as always, I am joined by Tess and Militus. Tess and Militus, how are you guys doing tonight?
Just fantabulous.
I'm not doing as good as you because it looks like you're at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch by the shade of those curtains behind you, my friend.
You do.
Sorry.
It's gonna tie into our little game that we're gonna do. Well, not really a game, but we're gonna do some culture tonight. But yes, I am in the fanciest hotel in Elko. I mean, we're talking the fanciest
In Elko.
And let me just tell you, it's yes, your just depiction of it is quite accurate. As you said in the warm-ups, I could probably take one of these pillowcases and throw it up against the wall, and it would stick. And maybe just kind of slide down, maybe slither a little bit. It's just hotel life. It's just road life. That's what you get to. That's what you get to have when you're on the road. Well, we're excited to be here, even though that I just couldn't make it happen as normally planned. I'm still excited that we were able to do a show because that gets our streak of 15 consecutive shows without missing. We're still there. Which I think is pretty awesome because that was.
I am shocked. I'm shocked.
I know
We're as dedicated as the developers at ArenaNet. we roll out content constantly.
It just never stops with us. It just never stops. But we have the very best show that we've ever had by far. And I decided that since I'm out in the middle of nowhere, literally, if you can Google map Elko, Nevada if you'd like to. I'm just in the middle of nowhere. I thought we would do some trivia, or not trivia, but we're going to just do a quick culture thing here about Elko, Nevada, because I thought these were some interesting, fun facts about Elko that everybody would like to know, right? And if you're asking, how on earth does this apply to Guild Wars 2? Well, let me tell you. I want them to have a Western zone at some point. Well, not really.
I do.
It wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit. So I just made that up just to try to make this whole.
You could make a Silvari cowboy.
I think that would be fun. I like pirates. I like cowboys. I like all these different things. I don't know how they'll fit it in. I think it's because I played a little WildStar this weekend.
Oh, you got the WildStar flavor going.
I had the pew, pew, pew going on, and it was just there was just a little bit of that going on. Well, first I would like to let you know that Elko was originally the home of the University of Nevada before it was relocated to Reno in 1886. So that's a pretty, I mean, it's steeped in history for out here.
Do you think the professors went out behind the corral, duked it out on, hey, we're moving this to Reno?
I actually,
you're like, Elko, bitches, leave it there.
It was in Militus. It was the lesser known battle of the, what is this? Of the Elko? Is it
Elko Corral?
The Elko Corral. Instead of the OK Corral, it was the Elko Corral.
Nice.
thought it was
And
over
a
university. It was the right side.
It was very uninspired because they were all professors. So no one actually got shot.
Cowboys do love.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah, exactly.
Your argument is weak.
It's lame. It's just lame.
Your research is unfounded.
You were published in a Tier 3 research publication. You're not even from a Tier 1 school.
You don't have
We'll never be tier 1 unless we're in Reno.
Dataless bastard.
You don't have tenure.
Conjecture to me.
Well, I don't know if this
This is a
event-
great start to the show, guys.
Yeah. Everybody's like, what the hell's going on? I thought we were talking Guild Wars.
Yeah, this next event could be tied to this battle that you guys just described. In
The Azura.
18 Elizabeth Potts was hung for murder behind the courthouse. Now, this was the only female ever executed in Nevada, right here in Elko, probably where I'm
Go see
sitting.
the tree
No, I did not.
or stand.
Stand.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Oh no.
It's actually pretty crazy. The only woman ever to be legally executed in the U.S. state of Nevada, her husband Josiah Potts was also executed simultaneously because they were convicted of dismemberment of a person.
Whoa.
That's a
Yeah.
good reason to be executed. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go ahead and say go Nevada.
That's okay.
Yeah. So,
That's
But-
horrible.
yeah, it caused them to change rules and laws. So there was a lot of argument about it. But that happened. Then there was a big gold boom in 1908, which led to a stagecoach robbery.
Oh,
Where
nice.
some miners out here, because there's a lot of gold out here, and out where I'm at. In fact, this whole area has got gold mines and things like that. So there was $3,000 on a stagecoach, and everybody was like, "Where's our paychecks? Where's our $3,000?" So they had to ride 60 miles on horseback to find out that the stagecoach guy had been murdered.
Oh wow.
It happens out here. Yep. So he had been murdered, and the $3,000 is.
I'm just
So-
saying, ArenaNet, listen to this. This is good questing material.
Yeah.
This is
Somehow you can convert this into a Savari
Yeah.
versus Azura stagecoach robbery or something. I don't know.
So this next one is really interesting. So just down the road in 1944, this is another town, Wendover, which is not too far from here. They both, seriously, if you combine both populations, you wouldn't have a real city. I mean, this is really small time stuff. But the crew of the Enola Gay was actually trained during the development of the atomic bomb right here.
Wow.
So it seeped in atomic bomb history. So you
Is
got
it
you got
radioactive?
hanging.
I wouldn't drink the water.
It could be, actually. It was, though, in 1993 named one of the best 100 small towns in America. So it is also it's the best place to raise a family in Nevada, which is not really saying that much. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Okay.
Yeah, when I think family raising, Nevada is definitely not the state that comes to mind.
It's definitely not. So there you go. All of our podcast listeners, you have been cultured. Thank you for
Thank you,
humoring me.
Boom. I learned a lot about Nevada.
I always
Thank you.
like it when we do little things like that, because I always like to, it starts the podcast off with a little education. Well, everybody's going to want to get a hold of us after that and learn more about Elko. So, Tess, how could they do that?
Me. Okay. You can visit our website at PrecursorCast.com. You can tweet us at PrecursorCast. You can email us at PrecursorPodcast@gmail.com. Y'alls can visit our Twitch.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Every
That was so
Wednesday.
close, Tess.
Every Wednesday at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Twitch TV/PrecursorCast. Y'all can visit our Facebook. What is that noise? I can't even tell. It sounds like whales humping. Is it cows?
I spit my beer on my nose. Thanks, Boom, for that one. God almighty. Yingling up the nostril does not taste good. I mean, or smell good.
I'm sorry. I wanted to play the typical joke I do of distracting you, and so I went with some whale sounds.
I guessed it.
And I couldn't hold it together enough to even talk because it was hilarious. Because you were just talking cowboy over top of
I
whales.
figured
Just
that you were
the
going to try
whole
to
thing
screw
was
me
so
out, but I
great.
figured you were going to play some like cowboy music.
That would have been. That was. Yeah.
Not
That
whales
was,
humping. Okay.
I went a completely different direction there. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
We got
Oh,
well
you
porn
can
going on the
visit-
GWQ podcast.
Yeah, we just broke.
We got slippery, wet.
Oh God! Stop! 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 I have to finish this. You can visit our Facebook. Oh wait, I can speak whale. You can visit. You can visit our Facebook, facebook.com/precursor podcast. Or you can call us.
625-1337.
That's those lead.
Well,
We got a
this is
crocodile
easy.
making love to a tiger.
Oh, gosh, this is the best show we've ever done, and we haven't even got to anything.
Oh my God.
It's going up in flames.
I'm crying. It already went up in flames. We haven't even got to our favorite part of the show yet, but that's okay. That was really good. Let's go ahead and get out of that segment. Oh, by the way, just to let you know, we are on iTunes. Make sure you give us those shout outs. Maybe somebody will give us a call and do a little whale song for us. That'd be kind of fun. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to our moments of zen. Tess, what about your
moment of zen? Was this one time on the podcast where Boom played whales humping? Okay, I gotta calm down. All right, so I had two moments of zen. One was we got our arena.
Awesome.
Yes,
done.
I'm so excited.
Does that mean I can fight you, Tess?
You can bring it.
We're gonna go have a three-way.
I'm gonna come to the arena.
We're gonna what, Boom?
I'm gonna strip naked, and Lord Farron's gonna strip naked, and we're both taking you on. It'll be
God!
2v1. Lord Farron and Militus all over.
What is going on?
I guess we shouldn't record a day early. Apparently on Tuesday we had the giggles. All right, that was. I know I was up there actually in the arena, and it's so freaking cool. You actually have to teleport up to it. I had no idea it was gonna be like that. You teleport up there, and then there's different guys you talk to, and they have. I didn't realize there's more than two teams.
Oh,
So
there's more. I only saw the blue and the red. Is there another one?
I thought there was another one too.
I didn't notice.
I thought there was a green. I don't know. Somebody maybe in chat can correct me. But anyway, you go up there and you pick a side, and then it teleports you into the arena, and then you can go, and you can also fall off of the side of it, and it's kind of glide down. Yeah, that was the first thing I tried. It's spot on cool. We had to work hard for that, by the way.
Yeah,
that costs
absolutely.
like $8,000 US to get.
It cost $8,000 US and 2 humping whales.
I'm serious. It was definitely good. Yeah, I might get some. Somebody's saying I might get some looks at the whale song through these thin walls of the hotel. They're probably right. Everybody's laughing. Well, that was awesome. Militus, how about you?
I had one
Oh
other.
yeah, she had one more.
So the other one is I had a whole lot of fun on guildwars2.net. I'm playing with builds. So I had a lot of fun like messing around with different builds. I'm working on a hammer build right now, but we'll see. I don't know. It kind of ties into my moment of noob, so I'll revisit that in a minute. Milla, how's your
There you go, Milla. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Tess. I'm still trying to recover from our earlier moments, and everything's totally crazy. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
One question for you, Tess, about that. Back when I used to play WildStar, there was a site. I can't remember it. Boom, maybe you can remember the name of it. But not only did it allow you to create a build, but it had like a voting mechanism where people could vote on the coolest or best build. Does it have that?
Meta Battle does.
Okay.
So here's the deal. Meta Battle, you can't just it's hard to kind of see all the different stat increases from what you do. So Guild Wars, I actually do think that GW2 Skills does have some sort of comment system and yada yada yada. But Meta Battle has a voting system where you can get like, you can see gold star, or this is considered meta. This is a meta build, or, PvP, you can get different things like that. But Guild Wars, the cool thing about Guild Wars 2 skills is that you can play around with things. So you can change out equipment and runes and different weapons and see um, all the different boons you could possibly get, all the different combos you could possibly get, all the numbers differences, like stat differences. So it's really, really fun to play around with, but it does feed into my moment of noob. So I'll bring it back next time when we
Cool.
talk about that.
Cool.
That's I'm all about all this stuff, but I need to spend more time with it. So I'm afraid my builds are a wreck. But that's okay. That's okay. Militus, on to you. What do you got for us tonight? Moment of Zen.
Well, I haven't got a lot of time in game over the last week. Been distracted with a couple other things, but last night I jumped in and got on the world boss train and just got so lucky because I jump in game, I pull out my nifty phone, and which has got the GW2 boss timer on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at the daily and it's like Mega Destroyer. And I look at my phone and it's like Mega Destroyer, 3 minutes, 10 seconds. I'm like, yes, there.
Go.
So I
Run,
go
yes.
over, knock out Mega Destroyer. And I'm like, he's like 15% from being dead. And Painclaw's like, Militus, we need one more for a fractal. Let's do it, man. So I jumped in with him and Snarky and a few more guildies. And we ran that level 10 fractal, the molten boss, where she's, I mean, literally, like it's 10 minutes.
I know that one.
It's probably not even 10 minutes. Like, we're like 5 or 6 with those guys on their elite DPS. But anyways, jumped in there. So my moment was having fun with the guildies and jumping over to the fractal and knocking the fractal out. That was cool. It's fun.
I've got to run more fractals. I really do.
Fractals are it, dude. There's only one thing I have a question about fractals. Maybe you guys can answer it for me. Okay, so every time I've run a fractal, it's been with guildies. Is there an automated LFG system, kind of like PvP, where you just jump into a fractal queue and bam, you go with a group?
I think it's automated. You have to go into it's like the looking for group. So there's like a big list of them, and you pick somebody and you join it.
I see, but it doesn't like just throw you into a group. But you have to actually pick from one of the groups that's there.
Yeah, it throws you into somebody. It doesn't like, well, you pick from somebody. It doesn't just like pair you up, which would be
Gotcha.
really cool if it just did exactly that. But it's a little more tricky.
I got you.
It's-
Well, I
it's
love
feels-
fractals because
Feels a little older. Yeah,
they're like they fill the void in old Milla's heart of dungeons from World of Warcraft. That's what they kind of do but in a very short
yeah,
fashion.
like right.
I just
That's
got to get out of work hell. 2 more weeks, you guys, and I'm out of work hell.
or is it work heaven?
No, you already asked me that question. It is hell.
I'm just trying to keep you positive. I just want to keep, I want to keep the whale singing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Ooh, I almost got the beer to come out our nose. That's awesome. Well, that was an awesome moment of Zen. As for myself, I too was a little busy this week with all kinds of things, and I'm in a hotel room right now, which you guys have pointed out is quite sleazy, and who knows what's going on. But yeah, I did get to play. I specifically ran the PvP daily every day so that I could earn enough potions to help build the arena. Because at the beginning of the week, I kid you not, we needed like 80 of them, and everybody chipped in, and we got the 100 like that. It was so cool, and so I was running those and trying to get them. And then I accidentally, when I was doing the arena, kind of fell down the side of it, and there's a pirate ship right under there. Did you guys know that?
No, where is it?
No.
So-
Wow.
So you know where the arena vendor is in the thing? If you just kind of go over to the side, there's like a ledge, and if you fall down the ledge and glide, you kind of glide underneath this little cove that's kind of underneath where the arena is, and there's a pirate ship just sitting down there. It's kind of cool. I think they should do something with it. Like something should happen. Like it should be like Treasure Island in Las Vegas. Like every 10 minutes, like a show pops up, and everybody dances and spins on the poles and things blow up and everybody flies. It should be something for us to watch. That's all I'm saying.
That would
Should
be
be
fun.
Yeah, it would be good. Anyway, so it was super fun. It's not actually as secretive as I thought. I thought you had to
Or you
actually
could go to the Goonie ship.
I want to do that. I need to go to
fun.
I tried one time. I remember doing it. My friend invited me, and I don't know what
Well,
happened,
your
but
friend also invited 4 other people and wasn't going to wait for slow
yeah,
person.
I get it. I get it. That's that's not very nice. I did determine this though. I can't wait for ranked PvP to start back up. Number one, because I would like to try to break out of my ranked tier again, and that was kind of fun, and it gave me a lot of purpose
So
to
does it
my.
all reset? Do you start over at the beginning of the
Yeah,
rank tier?
the season two, they'll start it back over, and everybody will start from scratch again and work through it. But they're going to change the meta up and do some different things like that, so it'll be a little different. But here's my problem: right now, all the ranked teams are all like shoved in with all of us, noobs, and so I keep getting like these teams, and they just beat me down. But it's okay. I just keep fighting through it. It's all good. But I'm super also pumped about the arena. That's awesome. So go arena.
Go Arena. I challenge both of you.
Hey,
Yes.
you already got a feud with me and Farron, both in
Yeah.
Speedos.
Yeah, where
2v1.
everybody's gonna.
That's right.
Yeah.
Noah, take off all your armor. That's cool with me.
I'm going to.
Okay.
All
Hey,
right.
it's a Farron requirement. He's like, if you're gonna fight by me, Militus, you got to be sporting the Speedo. That's it. So I listen to what he says, Tess.
It's happening. It's on. Well, you know what that sound means.
It means I have nightmares tonight. That's what that sound means. This is what I imagine. I imagine like this
Just let it
creepy
freak you.
doll, like, hi, hi, yeah. Do you want to play with me?
want to be a noob with me? And I'll eat your face off afterwards?
This is seriously the best podcast we've ever. Oh my gosh! All of our 10 listeners are now hanging up and going, "Okay, I gotta find a new Guild Wars podcast." Well, that sound actually meant Adventures in Noobness. Militus, did you have any especially noobish kind of things that happened to you this week?
I did on my boss run. Well, I did world bosses a couple nights over the last week, and obviously everyone knows I play a ranger as my main, and I really love the druid spec, right? But there's just one problem I've had since the druid spec has come into existence, other than Zyre and people helping me, which I always appreciate, and that is it works. Your healing skills when you equip your staff, it changes obviously your 1 through 5 abilities. But you have this new mechanic called Celestial Avatar. Have you guys seen it? It's like a
Oh
little
yeah, it's really pretty.
globe that fills up, and you hit F5 when you get it completely full, and you turn into this like blue flaming
It's cool.
health regen. It's very cool. But my problem has always been with the Druid is that it's temporary. Once you use your resources, you go back. And so it's hard to get muscle memory or any memory for me of what you're one, because all 5 of your main healing skills change to this now celestial avatar. So when it goes away, boom, you no longer see those skills. So it's hard for me to remember where those skills are. So the only time I've really, I don't like popping celestial avatar all the time. If I'm running solo or even doing boss train stuff, I usually just run as my ranger spec with DPS. So I'm fighting Mega Destroyer last night, and I have this epiphany. Why am I not practicing Celestial Avatar during world boss runs? It's the perfect opportunity. Because there's a mob of people there, right? And if you want to heal, you can heal people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so last night what I kept doing is through the whole Mega Destroyer fight, to help me remember those 5 skills, I would DPS, boom, 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 build up my Celestial Avatar, drop F5, go into there, and then take my time and like go through my rotation and look at the skills and how they work and how you place them. And when I ran out of Celestial Avatar, I went back in my main form, I boom, 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 build it back up, F5, right back. And it was a really fun way to remember the skill set. So if you play a ranger and you're having memory problems like old Milla trying to remember your 1 through 5 Celestial Avatar, run a world boss train and just practice that way. It worked great for me.
That's a great idea. I didn't even think about practicing things in the world boss train. I'm too busy killing.
Yeah, or dying.
Boss. I made so much coin in the world boss trains these last couple weeks. I just ran it and ran it and ran it. It was so great. That's an awesome one. Tess, how about you? Any moments of noobishness?
Yeah, so it goes in with guildwars2.net or Guild Wars GW2skills.net, trying to play around with my build. And it's great. It's a really wonderful tool because you can see if I really want this particular number of ferocity, what exactly can I change to get that number in my build? What can I change in my build to get different numbers? All these things. And the cool thing is, the other cool thing, and somebody pointed it out in chat, that you can link those. So once you finish your build, it creates a unique link that you can share with people.
That's how Mark shared his build with me. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was good. It was awesome. Yeah.
The problem is I have no idea what my target numbers are. So for example, in WoW,
Right. Right.
for example, I knew that I had to hit this amount of hit. I had to have this amount of hit. And
Right.
then as a hunter, DPS hunter, I should have this much crit and I should have this much blah, 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 blah. I have no idea what numbers I'm aiming for. None.
Right. That's what I was actually going to ask you. So like, I still don't know what all the stats do.
Well, I can
So
tell you what those do.
I know that toughness, right,
Is armor rating.
is armor rating and it causes aggro, right? So you're going to
Well,
aggro
yeah.
mobs, right? That's the one that I know.
Sometimes on some,
That
yeah.
power is tied to DPS
Yeah, it's attack
and
power.
damage, right?
Yeah.
Damage doing. Short of that, I don't know what everything else does.
Vitality is health.
Ferocity.
Ferocity is crit chance.
Oh, okay.
Precision is basically hit. What are the other ones?
Does it really matter beyond Berserker?
But
No.
no. That's
For me,
that's
it does. And so,
I'm just kidding.
Vitality.
I'm just joking.
is going to be like your healing stat, right?
healing power is vitality is your health.
Vitality is your health, but okay. Okay.
Then there's also healing power, which is healing
Right.
power. Yeah.
I get you. So if you're a tank, you might want toughness and vitality. That would be the way I always.
Vitality, and power. Although I'm running toughness, toughness, power, and then an even split between precision and like curiosity.
So I think Zaire mentioned this. I think precision is crit chance, and then
I think you're
ferocity is the
right.
crit damage.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm so sorry. That's
all
right.
right.
Ferocity is crit damage, and precision is crit chance.
Because I'm with you on this. Like I get that I can go do my build, but I don't know ideally where I'm supposed to hit. And maybe maybe you're not supposed to. Maybe there's not an ideal thing. Maybe you're supposed to maybe it's based on the way you play a little bit. Like, you kind of customize those stats because that'd be awesome.
Well,
But you in WoW, I always had like this. They would be like, hit a certain number of hit, but don't anything above
Yeah,
it's
and
just
that's my thing.
it
Is
a
like,
waste,
is it
right?
like that? Is there
Other
a cap?
places,
Like,
yeah.
if I go over this much toughness, for
It's gonna
example, is it just am I wasting stats? I have no idea, and I've tried to do some research. I've tried to look it up, and I can't find any information about it.
This is our call to action for our listeners this
Yeah.
week. This is the thing that you need to call and email and write in and like give us some deets on this stuff.
Yeah.
Let us, because this is definitely a point. I think actually in every MMO I've ever played, I think this is what stops some new players from joining up, because this type of stuff can be sometimes so overwhelmingly complicated that you're just like,
And I like this stuff. I like number crunching.
yeah.
And since
You just
there's
want some
not-
targets. You just
Well-
want some skill cap targets to.
Since there's not meters, which I am totally, we've had this conversation. I am totally cool with there not being meters, but the meters did serve a purpose. It did let you see, oh, I need more crit chance. My crit
and
chance is way low.
I did
Or
send me some links to meters, and I did try them out, by the way, and they do work.
oh, the ones that you attach to your
And
chat
it scared
stuff.
me because it was like, there it was. There's my DPS popping up on the fly, and I was like, oh man, because I'm just worried about the meters getting into the game. I'm just going to tell you that
They're
I
going
felt
to come into the game with rating. Boom.
Yeah,
It's gonna
Rate-
happen.
they just are gonna happen.
it's pushing this, right? Rating is definitely pushing it, and I feel like you got to go one of two ways on these games. You either have to go full in on the add-ons and just say we're going to support this stuff and let the community build all these tools for this, and then expect like min-maxing and a little bit of a toxic atmosphere around rating and things like that, or just make sure it doesn't happen because I'm just scared of this. Like the casual raider maybe has downed a few bosses a few times, and then they want to go join a group, another group to do something else, and they're going to say, "What? You didn't hit numbers high enough. Kick, you're out." You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like stuff like that's going to start to happen. And
Well, but here's why I'm a little more excited about it for two reasons. One, I don't know that that's necessarily going to happen. I mean, because let's be honest, ArenaNet right now it takes a lot of effort to install those meters.
I don't know. It was pretty
Yeah,
easy.
because this one just works off chat. It's not
Yeah.
like they're giving access
Exactly.
to like Lua, like in WoW or
Exactly.
WildStar. They're
So
not giving
they're
that
not
level
going to
access.
give that out. So
No, but it worked amazingly, just like an add-on. So it actually pulled data from the stuff and it put it right on my screen, right up in the main part, and I had to give access to my files. Like I had to go in there and appropriate permissions and do all sorts of things. It was better than I thought because I originally thought
Did it
that
give you like a DPS damage per second stat?
Eesh.
and that's why I was like, whoa.
Would it work in a group?
It
Yes.
won't show you other people's
showing,
though.
was showing me other people's.
It
Oh.
was?
Mhm.
Ooh.
It
Okay,
was
so that makes me a little nervous. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
here's the good thing. Here's the cool thing, guys. If I were a lone player running around trying to do that, I think I would absolutely run into that boom. We are lucky enough though that we are in the type of group that
Right.
we're not gonna run into that issue at all.
Right.
We're not going to run into a problem with especially because that's part of our kind of credo in
Right.
in the precursor cast. We are
Yeah, for
completely
sure.
casual. We are completionists, not hardcore. We want to complete. We want to do well. We want to have fun, but we are not at all about you have to do this or this or this. Like I said, like we've said from day one, I appreciate all of these very kind people who are like, "Can I join your guild? Here's my 4-page application to come and join your guild." And I'm just like, all you had to say is, "Hey, can I come?" and you're in. Like, we're not that type of group, and our rating isn't going to be that type of rating.
Well, I just, I wanted because people were telling me about this, and I was hearing about it on Wooden Potatoes, and everybody like the DPS meter thing is starting to fly around, and I was like, oh, okay. So I looked at it, and I could tell you, I was just like, I don't want this. I was like, I got to get rid of
Really?
this.
You took it off, huh?
I took it off because I was like, I just, that was a part of the game. That was a part of other MMOs for me that I actually didn't like. I didn't like it in WildStar. I didn't like it in WoW. It makes me feel pressure to.
Right.
On one point, I feel as if I am better. Don't get me wrong. The DPS meter helps me hone it, make it better, stronger, faster. Did all of those things for me. But then it also made it feel like a job, and I don't play the game to
It
feel
breaks
like
immersion.
Yeah.
Plain
immersion.
and simple. It breaks immersion.
Now, I would be totally cool if ArenaNet built in some sort of like a target dummy type of situation where you could go and just in that one situation could see something. So if you were like going to try out a new build or something like that, you could test something out and just take a look at things.
They have the target dummies around.
Yeah, but
that
you can't really see.
No, it does. It's not great, but I use
that's
those
what my point-
just to see like what my, hey, if I hit this spell and this spell together, and then I throw in that last one, what's it going to do? You can kind of see your combos react and stuff. I've always used that as my kind of my gauge. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I hope that it's not. I hope that they just can put a kibosh to it.
And just
That's
so that, and so
kinda-
you know, chat, there are some that are legal that are not against terms of service because they don't. They fall under the rules of terms of service. They're just pulling from your chat information.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything else.
They're pulling from combat stats,
combat
combat
stats,
text,
yeah,
combat
combat
text.
text. So they're not doing anything additional. So there are like two of them, I think, and they've even been on the Guild Wars 2 forums. I don't know what they are, and I'm not going to link them or anything, but that there are two that they've even talked about in Guild Wars 2 forums where they've said, "Hey, devs, is this legal?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can use that."
I'm just pleading with the community to kind of like fight off the temptation of needing plugins to be better at rating. Like just all the rating teams that I've talked with that are real serious about it have over. It hasn't taken them very long before they're like, yeah, now we have the first two bosses on farm, and the third one takes a little bit, but we get him down. Like, it didn't take a lot of time really in the scope of this. This expansion hasn't been out for a long time. Rating hasn't been a thing for a long time, and they're already downing the bosses. So to me, it's like very, very doable. It is the hardest content. Don't get me wrong, but just work through it on its natural paces. And I would make this other plea. So there's two other things since we're into this conversation, and I know it's we're not in that segment, but there's two things that I think maybe ArenaNet could do. I think one is I do like the raid where you can kind of just go in, kill all the bosses, maybe not get very good loot, kind of the LFR raid in WoW kind of style thing. I kind of like that a little bit. I love the hard challenge, I really do, and I love to go in with our guildies and like go, mash our face into the boss a few times as well. But it would be cool if there was like a tour guide version, just so that you can go and see the content, get used to the bosses, maybe dumb down mechanics and do some stuff. I really like that. And then the other part that was brought to my attention this week that I was kind of always past Militus off on this one, because Militus is always like, I miss the hearts. And I was always like, yeah, whatever. And as I was playing this week, I was like, I like the hearts. Like, and I know those are two probably very casual things I'm asking for. I'm asking for super casual raids and hearts in the zones. But those are things that I want from the game. I'm really hoping those are things that get at it, because I don't know if I'm ever going to. Our guild is so awesome. Maybe they'll help me. They're gonna have to carry me through the raids, because I don't ever think I'm gonna be as good as I need to do it. And there's teams now of 5 and 6 and 7 people beating the bosses. So, I could get carried through it if I wanted to. But I'm never going to feel like I was as big of a contributor as I probably need to be. And that's just time on my half. But I would like to see the stuff. Like, I just want to see the content. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially given that the way Guild Wars 2 structures loot, you're never going to outgear those. Not currently in its current form. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like we can go run some dungeons or do something or get like gear that we could, that's not possible, because we're in a horizontal progression. We're not in a vertical progression. So that means there's naturally no way for some of us, maybe me or other people who don't have as great skills like some of the other players, to see that content. And so I think that's a pretty viable argument. Boom.
Yeah. And that's basically it. I mean, I feel like I've hit the wall where, maybe I can down the first boss, or maybe I can get through a couple, maybe I can get carried through it, but I'm never going to feel like, and that's okay. I'm totally fine with not raiding, by the way. I'm not saying I want to raid, I'm going to throw a tantrum. That's not it at all. I enjoy the content, because the raiding content usually builds the story a little bit, and I enjoy all of that part of it. And I also, when you beat the raid boss of an expansion, it kind of feels like you beat that expansion, and so
gives you that completionist.
It's like, oh yeah, sweet, I killed that raid boss, yes, and I don't care if it was on easy, hard, or super hard. It's just, I kind of want that feeling of just being like, yep, I saw that, I did that, that was cool. But that's not maybe what they're gonna do, and that's fine, but that's how I feel. So as for noob, you can turn 25 quartz crystals into a charged quartz crystal once per day. Did you lose me?
No, I didn't.
No. Well, you're just Robo Boom for a minute.
Oh, I'm gonna be Robo Boom probably, because I'm on stupid connection. So you go to any of the hero skill point locations, and you take 25 quartz crystals, and once a day you can transform them into a charged quartz crystal, which is a highly refined crafting material, and it also is something you have to use for your guild hall stuff. So it's really worth it to go and do that every day and stack some of those up, because you can buy them really cheap off of the auction house. Get the quartz crystals, just the 25.
I think I have a chunk of them too.
Yeah,
I
but
think
you
I
can
do
only,
too. Yeah.
you can only charge them once a day. So it's good to like get over there and get them charged because you have to do that. And since there's that time gate on there, you don't want to be like, "Ooh, I'm at this step," and then have to go charge it. So that was my new moment. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, very cool. Good
There you
money
go.
making tip there too, Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it could make. I don't think you can sell the.
Charge.
Charge-
You can.
No.
Oh man, I was hoping you could.
I don't think so. Well, after that long but serious conversation
That
about
was
race-
serious.
I know it got deep. It got as deep as the
Whale
whale
humping.
ocean. Yes. It's time for the Militus Broadcast segment.
The Militus
Militus
broadcast
tip.
whale humping segment.
Oh God.
All right, so sorry, I can't go too southern tonight. I have two things. I know people are listening to the podcast like, please, Militus, no more skins for wings, but I had to because for 7 days only, Tess's favorite golden wing skins
Now,
are on
Millennium.
7 days. Tess, that's it.
That's okay because I'm gonna get them like tomorrow. So I have gone on record as saying, "Oh, that's so cool. This is so cool. That's so cool." Blah 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 blah. I have yet to have and I think even said it last week. I was like, "There's just nothing has said. These are test wings, you know.
Yeah.
These are test wings. They would look so cool with my outfit. They totally look cool with my outfit.
They totally
Like my-
look Guardian-esque.
They do for sure. They are Guardian all the way. Yeah.
I mean,
They are
they're
really
gold and glorious.
Yes. And they're shiny. If you watch the video as you turn that catches the light.
Lighting effects in Guild Wars 2 doesn't get enough props because lighting effects are amazing in this game.
It is. It's amazing.
I'm buying that tomorrow or something. I'm gonna buy it. I think I get paid on Friday.
There you go. There you go.
That's
Yeah,
that
I know you do because you're. Well, hold
Say-
on. The 15th's here. 15th for
Today's the
teachers. in
16th.
Tennessee. Yeah,
There
Tennessee.
you go.
That's it for us. 15th when we're done for a month. One more item, and this one I threw in because I'd heard. Actually, I went out to Reddit, and I found a bunch of people asking when this outfit was going to be back, and they were like really wanting it. And I thought I got to go check this thing out. So the Trickster light skin armor is back for 7 days only. I have to say, looks straight up badass.
It does.
It is
It's
cool. Yeah.
it looks badass. It's got a kind of a purplish white
Well, I bet you can color it.
royal look to
It's
it.
got the mask. So it's got, from last week, right? We got the Mardi Gras mask going.
Yeah, and the shoulders are awesome. The crystal shoulders.
Yeah, they're crystal. But it's an armor skin. So even if it's an outfit, you can probably color it. So
You can. I know that I have oh goodness, the monk outfit. I have the monk outfit I wear with my druid, and you can dye it. But I think 3 or 4 channels. I can't remember how many. It probably depends on the outfit how many channels you dye. But yeah, I'm sure you can. But it looks so
pretty cool.
badass.
Yeah.
I'm laughing so much because of chat, by the way, because somebody said that this is probably the very first podcast to ever come out of Elko, which I thought that was.
They were excusing
And
our-
whale humping. I mean,
Yeah.
the first podcast
Yeah.
to come out of Elko
Yeah.
includes whale humping.
And then his follow up comment was, "Crank up the lever, boom! The Wi-Fi is running out of juice." it's totally true. It's
The other
totally-
58 people in Elko are getting on their Wi-Fi right now. Boom! So you better make use of it.
Exactly. Well, that sound can only mean one thing. It's our community shout out where we like to fill everybody in on some other things that are going on in the community so that everybody knows. We usually highlight a podcast or, maybe somebody's got a stream or whatever it is. If you have something, by the way, for us to shout out in this community shout out, be sure to let us know because we would love to have it. This week, our shout out is especially good because we wanted to shout out to Massively OP for leaving us off the GW2 podcast list. I mean, every podcast in the world is like listed on this sheet. And
Some of them that are no longer running. Yes.
there's some that haven't had an episode in like 2 years, and we're just like not on the list.
But not us.
Yeah, so I'm guessing we made some enemies at massively OP.
They don't
No.
like us.
Okay, well, I want to take a negative and turn it to a positive boom. Can I do that?
Please do that.
So I do want to say to massively OP, even though you left us off and you hurt O'Millimilla deep when you did that. Deep.
I went and cried on my pillow.
Deep as the ocean's blue.
But I do want to say you made a really smart decision in including Chicks That Click
Yes.
on the World of Warcraft portion
That was a good one.
because they, Esmeralda and J-Girl, are awesome.
They're the
So, yeah.
bestest.
Good. I somewhat forgive you for leaving us off because you put them on. So
Yes, very deserving that they were on the list. Yes, very, very deserving, and I'm infinitely jealous because I just wanted to be on somebody's list. That's really all it
You're
is.
on my list of
Thank
the
you
top
so-
10 douchebags.
I was about to say thank you, and then just
and then douchebags come out of her mouth. You're like, oh,
man, that was
love
hard.
you too, Tess.
Mila, you're on that list too. Although
Am
you're
I like number 7
5.
douchebag?
Yeah.
Oh, 5. I'll take
Oh,
5. 5 on the douchebag list is an improvement.
Boom is only number 2.
that's massively OP because not only did you crush my dreams of being on your list of podcasts, but now I've realized I'm on the douchebag list. So that's awesome. So thank you, massively OP. That counts against you as well. So I'm gonna count them both against you. All right. It is.
I feel like when that sound comes up,
Did you hear the music, Tess?
yeah.
Boom! It kind of got a little squirrely because your Wi-Fi is like dun dun dun.
On our end. But whenever that music comes up, I totally want to be like, with Tess. Militus.
Yeah. And boom. Well, Hiro Satos in chat just said, "You are number 1 in Elko Boom." So there you go. Well,
that's
that's
so funny.
that's awesome.
That's all that matters, baby.
That's all that matters. Well, there you go. Well, Militus, I'll let you kick off this wonderful news segment here. You had an article from a certain website that we love.
Yeah. So we
What's
want
up?
to include massively on our list.
Yes.
Massively.
Let's do that. All right.
OP for
Yes.
other people besides Precursor. Other
Besides
than Precursor.
Everybody else, Precursor.
So they have a fantastic article.
Massively
they have a column
overlooking
on
precursor.
Massively has a column called Flameseeker Chronicles where they run stories about Guild Wars 2. And there's one written by Tina Laro, I believe is how you pronounce her name. And it is so good. It is so good. If you can't listen to this podcast and take my word for it. Go out to Massively OP, pull up the article because, and here's the main reason, the still shots that you're going to see are amaze balls good. The article is titled Flameseeker Chronicles, a visual guide, and I do want to emphasize visual, to gliding in Guild Wars 2, namely in Corteria.
Yeah.
So if you go check out this article, she talks about how you glide and a couple other things like whether or not it's a pay gate, things like that. But the main thing is I had not personally experienced a no-fly zone. Have you guys?
Oh yeah.
I have not found one yet.
So,
Of
like,
course.
I have not either. There was like a
dungeons
rock
and
I could
jumping
do.
puzzles.
No. I mean an explicit,
Uh-huh.
visual marker. You cannot fly your zone, Tess.
There's like an actual marker?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So in Ascalon, Kryta, Shiver Peak Mountains, Ruins of Ore, around jumping puzzles, around these other, it looks like kind of like a circular. Looks like an AOE boon effect kind of on the ground, and you shall not fly over that. He says you'll be pleased to know that diving goggles platform has also been protected with a no-fly zone. So, like in certain areas where you just kind of coast over and grab the goggles, and no, can't do that in certain areas.
Isn't that when you have the goggles on though? It does that, and if you don't leave the goggles, you can fly off.
Which true, right? Because you don't want to like ruin your diving experience with your.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
I think that's what. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, no. So I
No,
was just
you're absolutely
I was just clarifying. But yeah, the article's awesome because it's like there's so many pictures, and she put a bunch of pictures of like her experience, like beautiful imagery. Like it looks like it was all paintings done. I mean, there's some really really cool stuff in here that she added to the article. So yeah,
it's organized by zone too. It's really cool. Like she's got several from like Blood Tide Coast, several from Straits of Devastation, which begs the question I wanted to ask you two. So, of all the zones in Quarteria, and I didn't really think of it until I read the article, my zone. I wrote it in the show notes. But what's the one zone you look most forward to gliding in and actually getting some cool still shots, or maybe just some cool views? Tess, what do you think?
Well, just that I look forward to gliding in, not necessarily because it's pretty, but just because I think it'll be fun, is Ore.
Yeah.
I wonder, okay, you know how they say that you can't flying jumping puzzles. I hope that there's this one jumping puzzle in Ore, and I don't even know if it's technically a jumping puzzle, but you know where the lake is, where the ship is, and there's that big shark boom that murdered you.
Yes. Yes.
And then along the back wall of that, the south wall of that is like almost like a quarry, big, and then you can jump up the side and get into that one little spot. I would love to fly off of the top of that. Like when you reach the top. That would be so much fun, and fly down over the ship, and yeah, I would love to fly. I don't know if you can, but
I love it.
Or it would be fun. Can you glide in the Black City?
The Black Citadel?
Yeah, Black Citadel.
I don't know.
Because there's some cool places.
Well, you can glide in Lion's Arch, so I'm sure you can glide.
Well, they said that there's some places in Ascalon, so I didn't know if it was.
Oh, I see. No, they're just specific spots in Ascalon. I would assume that you could.
They can't hear me.
Oh, I can hear you. Okay.
You're good on my end, so we're good for the recording. So you'll catch her stuff on the.
What about you, Boom? What's your one zone that you would look most forward to capturing these kind of images from?
I'm a sucker for all of the flames and all of that stuff, and so I would have to say the Mount Maelstrom stuff.
The Maelstrom.
Oh yeah.
Just because I'm a sucker for all of that kind of, I don't know. It's almost like fantasy. The Eye of Sauron type things going on. I don't know. I just get kind of into that whole thing for some reason. I like color, so I like purples and brights and I don't know. I just all the shiny draws me in. So.
Well, before I tell you guys my favorite zone,
yeah,
I have to say one experience I had a couple days ago. So speaking of hearts, Boom, I go back over the Norn starting area. I'm a Savari. And I'm doing world completion, right? So actually, I'm in the starter area for Norns. So I'm not sure if you remember, but the very first vista that you can experience as a Norn is you leave the starting area and you kind of wind back to the left and you climb back up this area where you're doing a quest where you're taking raven eggs and you're putting them back in nest.
Yeah.
You guys know what area?
Uh-huh.
So if you go like all the way up to the top of the cliff, you can jump back onto the roof actually you jump onto like scaffolding and you climb up on top of this roof, right? So Boom, I just forgot about gliding. So I'm over there doing that raven egg and I'm like, I jumped and I went into flight mode. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know what to do. Like I was expecting to jump onto the scaffolding and next thing I'm kind of gliding through the air and I hit it and I'm up on the top of the building. I'm like, my next heart is a long ways that way, and I'm way up high, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, poof. I went into my glider and just sailed all the way over to the next heart area, which is where that bear monument is. You know that cave? You go into I sailed all the way from the rooftop all the way over to that heart area. I was like, this is effing cool. Like, this is so cool. But quick story. But my favorite area to do this, I haven't even been there. Dry Tops.
You've been to Dry Top with
us? No, not with my glider.
Oh, not with glider.
Are you kidding? With all those little
that stuff, yeah, all the little
bounce things where you get up high? Are you kidding me?
And then
Dry Top is a perfect area.
You,
I wonder if you
I would,
the
I would have thought that they would have made it so you couldn't.
No, I think you can glide in dry tops.
can. Yeah, I think you
Sure.
can.
Wow.
Yeah, I've
How
not done
epic
it.
would that be, man?
Either.
Gotta do
All right,
that
well, we're gonna
soon.
do that this week. We'll go pop in there. We need to run that anyway and just collect all the goodies. So
I'm missing
we'll
like 2 or 3 of the points.
Yeah,
yeah.
and dry tops. I think I have all the dry tops, just not all of silver waste. That's what I need to get done.
I'm missing a little bit of both because Boom's only 30% done with his zone completion.
The
so,
necro. Right.
yeah, it's pretty bad. It's not for sake of not trying. I just am not very good at zone. Everybody tells me too. They're like, "Oh, that takes like 30 minutes. You just clear a zone in 30 minutes." I will play for 30 minutes and I unlock like a tiny little piece of a zone. Like I
I
barely.
play for 30 minutes and I haven't even cleaned my inventory out.
You guys are slow.
Where all this stuff comes from.
We're not
Okay,
young
so-
and vibrant like you,
Oh,
Ted.
Yeah.
God bless you.
It's just not happening.
I'm staring down the barrel at 36. 2
Oh,
weeks.
boy.
I'm not excited. But I thought that you're such a... This is why you're on the douchebag list, Boom. Because of things like this.
Definitely well humping.
Oh, God. I don't even remember what I was going to say anymore. Screw it.
Oh, that's the whale orgasm there. I see.
Although I definitely prefer the whale over the air horn.
Yeah, I do too. It's much more funny.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted some sweet sounds of the whales to kind of keep the audience relaxed while you were, talking. Just it's the smooth sounds of Tess. Well, I had one other news article I just wanted. League Season 1 is wrapping up. So we got the big Guild Wars Pro League event that's going to be happening. There's 4 teams. They're going to be doing some battle. It's going to be on Twitch. Got to check it out. There is information on the Guild Wars 2 website, and there's also a new website called competitive.guildwars2.com. So you can check that out. That has a cooler intro. It's actually got a kind of cool thing for the logo. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. So, maybe I guess here's the only reason I wanted to mention this. This is one of the interesting things. I want to see the expansion's been out for a little while now, and as expansions kind of come out, people do the things that they want to do, and they sort of start to burn out a little bit in part. They start to do other things. There's just, it dilutes a little bit, and there's not as many people playing as there was when the expansion came out. And I want to see what the hype from this Pro League does. Is it going to bring new players to the game? I want to see how many people watch it, things like that. I'm going to be looking at those things because I want to see if it's really that marketing boom that ArenaNet is hoping, because it has the chance to make it really, really powerful. But we'll see how it all goes with all the coverage and all everything. I'm very interested to watch this. So everybody's going to want to check out all of that good, wonderful, awesome stuff soon. So there you go. Well, that sound means it's time for our shout outs. So let's go ahead and kick them up, kick them out.
What?
Whatever.
When you played the monkey sound after the whale humping, I just got this awful picture in my brain. I just can't get it out. I have a shout out.
You have a shout out. Let's hear it.
My shout out is to Zyre, and it's more of an apology than a shout out. So I jumped into
Did you
Discord.
fall asleep?
No, I jumped into Discord the other night, and I was also in Skype talking to another friend of mine. I never done the Elder achievement in WoW, and so I went back into WoW and finished that achievement on my priest. And so I was talking to him, and I was talking to Zyre at the same time and that gets really confusing. I'm not sure if you guys have ever done that.
That would definitely be confusing.
And so I told Zyre I got to go, and it was like Sunday night, and I went out, and as soon as I got off both chats, I was going to go back into Discord. My son's like, "Come watch the NBA All-Star game, Dad." And so I did. And so anyways, Zyre, I'll catch up with you soon. Sorry to have to leave the chat. So love you, man.
And we have a shout out from Gildy that said, "Hey, can you give a shout out to somebody for me?" And we said yes. So Mystery of the Mists This is a shout out for you from Gumby. He wants to thank you for playing the Bletcher's Bluff tournament. Thanks for the achievements and great memories.
Awesome. That's the kind of people we have in this guild.
Yeah.
We have awesome people.
I can't say it enough. It is such a great guild full of people. Like, you could just one day say, I want to go run a zone. And you'd get 5 people that say, I'll go run that with you.
Right,
And then
right.
they'll go run it with you. Or
They have no business.
They have no business running with you.
running that zone.
None.
I want to run fractal. No problem. You know, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go raid without the single solitary percentage of hope that we are going to complete it. And they're just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Let's just give it a try. And most of them have already beat it, you know, so that it's just we
And
we
they're
have a
so
great
patient. Okay, so this is a shout out to Paintclaw for being so patient. Like every single time, I almost dread seeing him because I just know that I'm going to disappoint him in another way. Every single time I play with him, he's so patient and is like, Tess, you know that you can do ... And I'm like, yeah, I totally can do that.
Totally, yeah.
Did I disappoint you? Probably. So, yeah.
Well, we had a text message from Justin also asking how he could join the guild, and we got him all squared away. So, welcome. And I don't know if is his name on the new list yet.
It might be. I again don't know all of these names, so
It's hard for us to keep all the names straight. Well, if you're not on the list this week, you'll be on the list next week. How about some? Looks like we had some 5-star reviews this week.
we did. We had
Every
3.
5-star review, by the way, gets a whale song.
You're never getting a 5-star ever again.
Ever again.
Oh, God.
There you go.
Okay, so our first
That's the
one
first.
was from Super Boss Reviews.
Oh,
It said, awesome GW2 podcast. Very fun, funny, and a great podcast for noobs and veterans alike. Keep it up, guys.
That's great. Do you think Super Boss reviews super bosses, or does he just review bosses but is super at it?
he came into GW2 to review the Shatterer since it's the new super boss.
There you
Nice.
go.
There we go. Okay. I was trying to figure it out. All right. Here's our next one.
It was from Neblig Logged On G. Neblig? Yeah, something like that. And it's
Long dong.
Logged On G. It says, even better than Quaggan. Hey, I've been listening to and loving the podcast. It's great to listen to something funny and casual while doing calculus homework. What? Doing calculus homework? You need to concentrate. Don't listen to us while you're doing, don't try to listen to us while you're doing
He's
the
a
calc.
very smart person because he turned it into nibble on lockdown.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
Oh, it is nibbled on.
Nibbled on log dong. You don't...
That's so great.
He continues, or she says, you guys are awesome. Stay that way. Also would love to join your guild. But I just facepalm. This is actually a cool point. I just facepalm when I realized that free-to-play accounts can't whisper. Is there a way around this? Are you okay with
I
free-to-play
will buy you the
accounts?
game after you name yourself Nibbled on log dong.
Nibblig.
Right.
Keep up the great work. We are totally okay with free-to-play accounts joining our guild, especially when you're named Nibblig.
Yeah.
And
It happens if it hasn't happened already. If we don't have you in already, we'll get you in somehow.
you can't whisper. Can free-to-play send mail?
No, but you could send us a text message on that phone number, and we would all get
Well-
it. My phone actually gets it the very minute you text message me.
He
by the
gave
way.
us his account number, so
Okay.
we'll get you invited if you haven't already.
All right.
We broke Militus. He's dying. Look at.
It's so broken.
All right. I want you to go ahead and see if you can get this next name out.
ASLKEFJDF
Or ask GIF.
said,
Ask
great personalities, interesting production, especially tonight, and entertaining content for GW2 fans. There you go. And
was
I
good.
have another shout out too to Snowlinks.
Yes.
Snowlinks.
Snow
Right
Link
on.
sent me some Om Nom berry tarts on Valentine's Day, and it was titled "Sweets for the Sweet." And I
Oh,
got
think
them
you're
too.
pretty sweet.
I got them too.
that's so nice.
We think you're pretty sweet, Snow Links. Thank you for the Om Nom berry, and I just love that Om Nom 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 Nom.
That's so nice. Well, I want to just say shout out real quick to the chat room as well. Everybody that came out to the chat room. If you're in chat, thank you so much. And this is for you.
Boom, bitch. Do it again.
That was my impression of Bill Gates at his little
1990 Windows 95 launch.
Oh,
launch,
God.
which is great if you haven't ever seen it. All right, did we have any new guild members?
We did. We had French Cannon. Bienvenue. I don't know if they're actually French, but there you go.
Yeah.
Snarly, Citizen, and Vampiric Fox.
Nice, fantastic. You did a good job actually being able to pronounce all those.
It's my talent.
It's good. It's good. Well, guys, that was the remote, off-location, best version of a podcast we can possibly put together. Inspired by Elko, Nevada. Middle of nowhere. I just want to thank everybody for joining us, listening to us, sending us all of your texts, your emails, all of that stuff. We love that. It makes it great. Come join the guild. Come be a part of everything we're doing because it's a lot of fun. And do you guys have anything else you want to add before we're out?
Give us a call.
Yeah, we have not had a lot of calls lately.
Damn it. We got a text. I was stoked about that. But send us a phone call. We want to hear your wonderful voice.
That would be good. Yeah, especially massively OP. You guys could shoot us a little phone call.
Yeah, Bree.
That'd be great.
I'm hurt, Bree. I know
Yeah.
you listen. I'm hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently they don't. Or they do and they left us off on purpose, which would
That's
really...
it. They heard one too many log known jokes and it's like, that's it.
They're like
Militants.
whale humping.
Ruined
This is
it.
not going on the list.
Well,
Man.
on that note,
We're
guys,
just a pip hurt.
Yeah, just a pit.
we are out.
Thanks for coming today.
So perfect. The timing was so